on Finance, given reports on the tax reform bills by the Committee of Finance.
And unfortunately, they will claim that it is us that give them approval. We don't give such approval. So we are now saying that they must come to the National Assembly. I mean, the Accountant General has the power from by our resolution to deduct any of such money as such. Distribution of VAT revenue. For VAT purposes, a new basis for the distribution of the 55%, 35% respectively for state and local government allocation has been introduced thus. 50% to be distributed equally, 20% to be distributed based on population, 30% to be distributed based on consumption. Emphasis has also been placed on the actual place of consumption, irrespective of where the returns are filed. As, of course, as provided by stakeholders and our governors and the Governors Forum. Offenses and penalties. The committee has proposed that the interest charge as a fine for contravening the law to be at the prevailing CBN monetary policy rate, rather than the initially proposed 2% above prevailing rates. Mr. Chairman, I think that every other sections there, because they are so, the critical areas are the ones I have mentioned. Mr. Chairman, may also interest you to note that we proposed for our military men and women, especially those in war fronts, that in view of what they are going through, there's no sacrifice that is too much. And we propose that their tax, their payee, personal income tax, they be exempted from personal income tax. Henceforth, this is our submission, Chairman and honorable colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, the Chair of Finance, again, for a very elaborate explanation of all the thorny areas of the bills. From what you said, you will agree with me that the committee has done a very commendable job in identifying and addressing areas that Nigerians generally complain during the public hearing. And with your kind permission, we can go ahead now and give our consent to these bills. The clauses affected as per this bill, the Nigerian Tax Administration Bill, are in respect of clauses 1 to 143, 315, 383, and 387. Those are the affected clauses. So we go ahead and take decisions on them one after the other.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, who is raising a point of order?
Yes.
Yes,
there was
please.
a part in the bill that he said there was no decision on, he left it to the House. Oh, sorry, Mr. Speaker. My name is Dr. Adebayo Adepoja. I represent the Barapa Central and the Barapa North Federal Constituency of Oyo State. There was a part that is in the bill that he said there was no decision on, that he left it to the House. So I don't know if there has been a decision, so we can clarify that.
There was no decision on what?
There was a place that he said he left it open to
in the
House.
Explanation made by the chairman?
By the chairman, yes, sir.
I think the chair, did you hear what he said?
Yes,
I didn't quite understand where he is.
Mr. Chairman, there was a position where we said that powers of the president and the governors to remit taxes. We put in the bill that they need to seek National Assembly's approval before they can remit their taxes. And I felt, after the sitting that we have done and in review, we felt that why do they need to seek our approval to remit their obligations? That remitting taxes is their natural obligation. That's why I raised the issue.
But a position was taken. So It's not like there was no any position taken.
Oh, okay.
I think they mentioned that as the initial decision, but later on they cancelled and they took a position on what needs to be done. I think that's
Okay,
what
very
they're
good,
saying.
sir. Very good, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, honorable colleagues, please can we proceed? Clause 1, Clause 2, Clause 3, Clause 4, Clause 5, Clause 6, Clause 7, Clause 8,
Carried.
Clause 9,
Carried.
Clause 10,
Carried.
Clause 11,
Carried.
Clause 11 to 15,
Carried.
16 to 20,
Carried.
21 to 25. Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Abdulsamad Dasuki, representing Kebetambual from Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, or Mr. Chairman, my observations are on section 23.
Okay.
Where it spoke about fiscalization. The whole story is not there. There's a continuation of it in section 99. I'm raising this observation because of the fiscalization policy that is contained in this very important document. Mr. Speaker, before highlighting what is put down here, I'll have to commend the committee for removing all the issues, all the areas that have issues. We commend them for doing that. And I'll go to their recommendation, where it says, where the service deploys an electronic fiscal system, any person making a taxable supply shall use the EFS for recording and reporting all supplies. Mr. Chairman, in other laws that this Parliament has passed, more especially the Finance Act, the KAMA Act, and of course the People Living with Disabilities Act, majority of them have a moratorium in those laws because of the punishable component of it, which is going to come in section 99. But here it captures where it deploys. Notwithstanding, I think I would like the chair or members to look at the possibility of having a moratorium with regards to implementing fiscalization. I'm insisting because there is a penalty that is in this law already in section 99. We'll get there. So that is my own suggestion to Honorable Chairman.
Yes, Honorable Sada.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Sada Soile Jubia. Mr. Chairman, because it is drafting, the key word there is where. Where they didn't do it, people are not liable. So where they did it, where they did the fiscalization, they are sure the technology has reached there. I think that's the key word there is where. Remove any other thing there. The question is, if they didn't deploy fiscalization or the technology to Wuse market, people will not be penalized for not declaring. But where they deploy the technology, people are liable to comply because they know the technology is present in that location. I think that's the whole idea. Yes, that was the argument.
Okay, so you have had the explanation from members of the committee. Are you satisfied? Thank you very much. So, honorable colleagues, let's make progress. 26 to 30, carried. 31 to 35, carried. 36 to 40, 41 to 45, 46 to 50, 51 to 55, 56 to 60, 61 to 65, 66 to 70, 71 to 75, 76 to 80. '81 to 85, 86 to 90. Carried. 91 to 95. 96 to 100. 101 to 110. 111 to 120. 130 to 140. 141. 142. 143. 315. 383. 387. The schedules, explanatory memorandum, the long title of the bill. Thank you very much. Thank you for carrying. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for a good job. Thank you all.
Carried.
Thank you. The leader of the House, please can you move that the House resolve back to plenary?
Mr. Chairman, I rise to move that the House do resolve to plenary, so the Chairman as Speaker can report to the House the proceedings of the Committee of the Whole. I so move.
Problem. The minority leader, please can you second?
Mr. Chairman, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that we revert back to plenary. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it. House has resolved back to plenary. Order, please. Order, order. Honorable Jimmy Benson.
Honorable Benson, please dissolve that new parliament. Doctor and Honorable Esosa. Doctor, Honorable Esosa. Order, order, please.
Order, please. Order. Honorable David, please can you sit down? Honorable Bukar.
Order.
And Zakaria. And Honorable Ibrahim Al-Mustafa. The House is greeting you. Honorable colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Finance on a bill for an act to provide for assessment, collection of, and accounting for revenue accruing to the Federation, federal, states, and local governments, prescribe the powers and functions of tax authorities and for related matters, and in so doing, approved clauses 1 to 203, the schedules, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill.
Adodo, go back to your seat. Pascal, go back to your seat. Adodo, go back to your seat. Sada Soli, go back to your seat. Alasan Adodo Sadauna, go back to your seat.
I've taken over. I've taken over, leader.
Honorable colleagues, order, please. Order, order. Professor Lillian. Honorable Udwak.
Dogua, go back to your seat.
Dogua, did we carry Dogua too? Carry Dogua. That's a good, that's a big one, no? Too much for me.
Honorable Madaki should be guided, sir. He should be guided that a leader of this house is always a leader and must be so respected.
Absolutely.
A bloody minority leader.
I agree, Honorable Madaki. Better take your time, oh.
He's breaking the house rule. He's talking when you didn't permit him to talk, sir.
Well, he's your Sardauna, and as a Sardauna, he has some privileges.
Mr. Speaker, but you have to remember that Madaki is from Zaria State.
Honorable colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Finance on a bill for an act to repeal the Federal Inland Revenue Service Establishment Act number 13, 2007, and enact the Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Bill to establish Nigerian Revenue Service charged with powers of assessment, collection of, and accounting for revenue accruable to the government of the Federation and for related matters. And in so doing, approved clauses 1, 4, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22, 23, 28, 31, 36, 38, 39, 41, and 42. The schedules, explanatory memorandum, and the long titles of the bills. Honorable colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Finance on a bill for an act to establish Joint Revenue Board, the Tax Appeal Tribunal, and the Office of the Tax Ombudsman for the harmonization, coordination, and settlement of disputes arising from revenue administration in Nigeria and for related matters. And in so doing, approved clauses 1 to 59, the schedules, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Last but not the least, honorable colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Finance on a bill for an act to repeal certain acts on taxation and consolidate the legal frameworks relating to taxation and enact the Nigerian Tax Act to provide for taxation of income, transactions, and instruments, and for related matters. And in so doing, approved clauses 1 to 143, clauses 315, clause 383, and clause 387, the schedules, the explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. The Leader of the House, can you please move that the House do adopt these 4 reports?
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the report. I rise to move that the House do adopt the report from the Committee of the Whole as effectively rendered by Mr. Speaker and adopt them as working documents of this House. I so move.
Minority Leader, Marquez said you are disturbing our leader. Unless if you want to be moved to the majority party. I will ask the opposition leadership to expel you to the majority party right now.
He's actually giving me a report from the party secretariat, the greatest party in Africa.
That's right.
The People's Democratic Party.
I see, I thought he was disturbing you.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that we do adopt the report from the Committee of the Whole as a working document of this House. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is it. Thank you very much. The Leader of the House, please can you move that the House adjourn to Tuesday next week, 11 a.m.?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Professor Julius Ihonvene, Owan Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker, I'm from Edo State. I rise to move that the House do adjourn to Tuesday next week, 11 a.m., same venue. I so move.
Minority Leader, please can you second?
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that the House do stand adjourned to Tuesday next week. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes can go while the nays can remain until Tuesday, 11 a.m. Thank you.
Now, regarding the tax reform bills, the Finance Committee reform has adjourned the meeting till Tuesday next week. I'll definitely keep you updated on how that pans out. The House of Apologies has adjourned the Finance Committee report till further notice, and we'll definitely keep you updated on how that goes. Now, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio's camp has dismissed the authority of the Inter-Parliamentary Union. Thanks for watching. Continue watching News Central Television. We'll definitely keep you abreast with our further programs on the show. Thank you.